this handle was not wooden, and it was not for pizza. It was metal, and it was for buns. And what you would do...
I was going to say spanking, and then you said buns, and I was like...
I feel like a National Geographic person. It's like, when a waterfall freezes over and the animals can walk on it and all the kids are taken. I was like, yeah. The National Geographic person's like, this was not a waterfall and animals could not walk on this. This was an active volcano.
Yeah.
To Garrett's Trying Not to Kill Anything Gravy. This is your host, Seth.
How do grenades work? Explosively!
I think that one thing that is definitely explosive is clicking that like and subscribe button wherever you're listening, giving us a 5-star review so we can explode onto the mainstream, much like a grenade or Garrett's head right now.
Explode your ears with our sound holes.
Yeah. So this is kind of a gravy milestone, dude. We are done with Jet Trip, and we are on Zoom, dude.
It's more of a gravestone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because we've lost our first member of the team, much like the Corps of Discovery lost Sergeant Floyd.
Oh my gosh!
On the Great Plains, we have lost our good friend Jack Tripp.
I don't even know what you were... Core Discovery?
Yeah, that was what? Lewis and Clark's expedition. That was the name that they...
Oh.
Yeah.
I should have known that. I think they only lost one person.
They only lost one person, Sergeant Floyd, and he's buried out there somewhere.
He's somewhere.
It's called Floyd's Bluff.
I bet he's under a highway. You're at one of the stops and it's just a Pizza Hut and he's like, oh, you don't want to eat the banana peppers. Shut up, Floyd.
I wonder what that was like, dying and then being like, you're probably going to be the only one.
Yeah. He gets to heaven. He's like, all right, where's everybody else? Where's the rest of the party? They're coming, right? And guy just kind of looks and smirks and the guy's like, they're coming, right?
And then as he's
due with Sacagawea.
As he's dying, he's just like, that flat-tailed animal, call it a beaver.
How you doing, man? How's what's going on?
Well,
with you
this week,
my brother?
I was part of a really a great moment. I had the honor of being on the election committee of our good old Ohio Ministry Network. I
thought you were going to say the Pope.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say the Pope.
Yeah, I was a cardinal.
Garrett's just in the conclave, and they're all wearing the red robes, and he comes in with just a navy blue one. Like what?
Yeah, they're doing the votes, and just like, one vote for Pius VI. It's a picture of a turtle.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
You're like, hi, Garrett Gitchell, Lake Erie Cardinal. How you doing?
Yeah. Followed by a shot of the Swiss guards just dragging me.
Yeah. And I try to go in, and they put those weird-looking spears in an X in front of me, like, you may not pass, sir. But they're speaking in Italian. They're like, yeah. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what?
So they called me and they were like, "Hey, how'd you like to be on a committee of putting together all like the names of the people who are going to be on the ballot for election?" And so it was a huge honor. I got to do it over Zoom. So maybe it's a good occasion.
I thought you were there.
No, well, beforehand you have to actually like put all the names into a actual like document, and then you go through like all of the eligible, like there's hundreds of eligible people that you can elect, and the committee's job is to narrow down like the 800 out of the 800 ministers in Ohio, like down to a short list of nominees.
Okay.
And so I got to be on the committee to do that, and I got on the Zoom, and it's like the superintendent, Josh Williford, our network secretary, like the top people.
Right, Ronald McDonald, everybody's there. Like they're all there.
Underneath them is Doug Clay, like the worldwide head honcho of all of AG. Like,
yeah.
They're the next level down.
And then
I get on the
Taco
Zoom
Bell
call.
Chihuahua is there.
Yeah, he's
All the head
above.
honchos are just there.
We look to him for all of the major, the bylaw decisions and all that stuff. So I get on the Zoom call and I'm like, "You guys sure?" And they're like, "Yeah. We want you on here. We want you included. You've been around for a while." And so it was kind of cool. And it was like I got on there and I was like, I have to control myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got on there and I was like, "Do not be you."
You're on Zoom and you just hear like the Zoom ding, like doo-doo, and then all of a sudden you hear like someone saying, "All right, we are now ready to vote for the next area presbyter," and you just hear me in the background as softly as I can. And if you could just real quick vote and click that like and subscribe button wherever you're listening to and giving us a 5-star. Welcome to Banter Gravy Undercover.
The ministerial election edition.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Don't be myself," and I almost made it.
Which is the theme of every good story is don't be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be somebody else.
Yeah. So there's times where they have to like do like the document organization or whatever, and you're just kind of sitting there. And this one like other high profile pastor was like sharing the story. He's got bats in one of his buildings on one of his campuses. And he's like, "I don't know what to do. The EPA is like down our throats, like talking, we got to get these bats out, but like we don't know how to do it because they're like environmentally protected." So he was like, "I don't know what we're going to do." And I was just like,
"Oh, no,
like shaking.
Garrett,
and I was like,
yeah,
"You're going to have to wing it." So then I just saw all the faces of all of the important people, like on, like the Brady Bunch, like video frames, like all of their faces just go blank.
Yeah.
And then I just hear this like, and they just all started busting out laughing. And I was like, "Oh, thank God." And then immediately my screen just went, bleeding.
Yeah. If I was still in on the Zoom meeting, you just would have heard me going, "And for our next segment, it's called Garrett Tries to Hold It All In." That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett is going to try to hold the joke in and for as long as he can. And they're like, "Who's talking?" And you're like, "Nobody."
Yeah. No one.
Yeah.
And that was when they pulled his credentials. So anyway, I made it through. The most
creative, interesting thing you have been through is voting for new pastoral staff in Ohio.
Well, it was cool because I got to put people's names on the list, and I put Pastor Robin on there.
Oh.
And she won.
And she immediately went up against one of her proteges.
She won, dude. She won the election. She is our female general presbyter at large. But anyway, it was just kind of cool because she was sitting next to me when she got elected, and we were all voting. This was yesterday. And, Pastor Kevin and I both have problems with ADD, so we play games on our phones.
Yes.
So she was getting elected on the screens. I think I sent you the picture, right?
Yes, you did. And you're on your
phone.
phones.
So it was Pastor Kevin on the other side of her, and he was playing solitaire because he has to do something to pay attention. And I had Clash of Clans open on my phone, and she's sitting in between us. And they're like, "All right, Pastor Robin Crow, please stand and be recognized by the body."
Yeah.
And everyone's like clapping, and we're just like sitting there on our phones, and we're like. And I'm like, "So anyway, put a dragon here and put
Seth needs a dragon, I guess, and he's really mad." You just see expletives on the group chat of our Clash of Clans as she's getting elected, and you just see me like, "Where's my dragon?"
Yeah. So that was yesterday, and we drove back from Youngstown, and it's just been all kinds of good stuff since then. But
nice,
what about you? How have you been?
We just got our state test scores back.
Oh, did your kids do okay?
So I remember all the numbers, I believe, because I went over it with each class. So the state of Ohio, I believe their test score for the whole state, if you take in every school, and every child shall be counted from the east to the west to the southwest to, we don't talk about the southeast of Ohio.
Yeah, they don't. They're going to curve it a little too much.
It's getting a little West Virginian over here, don't you think? Well, why do you think that? Well, there's a young man blowing a spittoon while his sister is washing the clothes in one of those racks in a pail. Okay.
And they're all just looking around with their clipboards, and they're like, "What are we doing here?" And they're like, "You should see what that one can do with the spoons."
Yeah.
Just like a spoon prodigy.
Yes. if you know how to play the spoons, please, for the love of God, go on a date. So the state of Ohio got, I believe, 63% average for the whole state.
Okay.
My school got a 77%.
Oh, so above average.
77 or 78. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Hold on.
My average for all three of my classes was a 90.
Oh, dude, nice. Did you flaunt it?
3. Oh, Garrett, do you think I didn't flaunt it? I was walking around the hallways with a makeshift cape.
Yeah. You're like yelling down the hall. So, how are your test scores, Mr. Bluford?
Oh, huh. Wow. Really? That's what you got.
67%.
Interesting. Average, huh? And the coolest
For those
thing
of
about
you who
it,
don't know, 67 is a number.
you wouldn't know because we're all language arts teachers. I got a 90, which was really crazy because I don't teach any honors classes this year. They're just I have a gifted class, and it's just a cluster though. It's like maybe 10 kids in my gifted class are gifted, and every other kid I teach is just normal general education. So the fact that we got a 90 and we just hauled it through the finish line, like I stopped playing the movie because it's the last week of school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, I have important news. The test scores came back, and I explained it all to them. They're like, sweet, what do we get? And I'm like, you get to continue your movie.
Education, yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
The kids last year got Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, well, I was richer last year. I didn't have property tax. You get nothing.
Yeah.
You win, but you lose.
Yeah. You get to continue being my student.
Yeah, for one more day.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's last day of school as well.
Oh.
So today
That's a surprise.
Today I got 90% average, which I'm like, yes.
Wait a second. Isn't it May?
It is May.
You start summer in May?
Yeah.
Go on.
How does one become a student?
Seem right.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with that.
Yes.
I thought it was June. I thought it was like minimum June.
It's so funny you mentioned that. Like back when I was growing up, it used to be like June 7th, but now it's
like global warming. It's just like getting further and further away from the center of the heat.
So we're shifting it earlier. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like it is way too hot to be outside. So we are. Yeah. So we go back. Teachers return August 6th, but then the week after that, the kids come back. Yeah. So we get out May 22nd. By the time this airs, it will all be done. It'll be this weekend.
All I remember is last year being like with you in the little like it's too soon boat when you went back.
You're like already? So I got a 90%, which makes me so freaking happy. Because it was 89.6, but then I logged it back again. It's like one more student added. And I'm like, oh dear God. And it went bloop back up to 90. And I'm like, oh, sweet.
All right, cool.
And then I like put my crown, like I'm
your
just
crown,
sitting like Napoleon.
She just slowly, it just descends from the ceiling.
I'm sitting like Napoleon, and the new Pope Leo comes up to me, and he can speak English, which is awesome. And he just comes up to me, and with Napoleon, with all the other old kings, like how the Pope would put the crown on their head, but Napoleon took it. Yeah. Like I just take the crown. I'm like, no, sir. And I take the crown and I throw it in the garbage. I'm like, we are watching a movie. Get out of here.
And then the Pope just like looks down and says, all right, come on, Griffin. And then it just pans over and there's like a lion with wings and he's just like, and it like bites the crown out of the garbage and like takes off.
Yeah. My kids actually made a meme of my class, and you can pop it up in the middle on here and post. But the meme is it's Anakin Skywalker, and you know how Obi-Wan has the high ground and have like that landscape view. So Anakin's on like the floating thing in lava, and then Obi-Wan's on the high ground. They have me as Obi-Wan. It says Mr. Myers, and then them as Anakin Skywalker says our hands. It was awesome, dude.
You've made
incredible.
It if memes are being made about you and you have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'm like, your hands might hurt, but your scores are incredible. So quit whining. Yeah.
Okay, folks. So we've had a recent death in the family. in the Banter Gravy family. You may have noticed something, because I don't fully trust that we're tracking everything perfectly because we're on a new platform with new audio. So whatever is wrong with what you're looking at and or hearing right now, it's because we completely changed everything. And the reason was because last episode Seth finally had the straw that broke his back.
Yeah. I was literally under a mountain of weight of stone, and then the straw called Jack Trip not working briefly floated and landed on it, and you can hear an audible snap, and I was
doing
done.
fine.
I was not.
I had finally accepted all of
I took the death in the family Garrett's referring to is Jack Trip. I grabbed Jack Trip by the collar, took it behind the shed,
and slowly beat it to death.
Fed it its favorite food, and then read 6 hours of the Rosie O'Donnell Show transcript to it until eventually it just passed away.
I took things a little differently. I went into its hospital room and put a pillow over its face. And just kind of, as it's rocking, going, I stopped and I went and I took the pillow off and went, it's been really nice for 51 episodes.
And I walk into the hospital room. I'm like, hey, Garrett, we're visiting Jack. Oh, crap. And I shut the door and I lock it. And
then you're
get it, kill it.
And you're like, wait. And you just pull the plug. And it's like, nee.
And I'm like, really, Garrett? You had to be dramatic? You could have just pulled this.
And I'm like, we're going to Zoom, aren't we?
Yeah. Jack Trip is dead. We are no longer using it. So in honor of that, Garrett
I'm a
has
little
made
sad.
us
How do you feel?
relieved.
Welcome to Banter Gravy, the therapy files.
Welcome to Relieved Gravy. Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm a little sad. It's part of the flavor that has turned us into us.
I disagree. I think it is the
what's been holding us back all these years.
Yes, I do. I think it's been an unwelcomed. I think it's a guest that's long outlived its welcome and needed to.
I'm just sore because it was my idea.
Yeah.
So to say goodbye to our good friend Jack Trip, I put together a compilation of all the best of moments, all of the shining moments of Jack Trip, and we want to play it for you now.
Go back, because all I heard was the door shut, and then you completely glitched out. Go ahead, go again. Cut this part out. Just cut this part out, okay? And it's just you like, no.
You have to do the whole thing again. You were glitching the whole time.
Can you imagine if we just walk into Narnia? Gosh, I was nervous. I was like, gosh, I hope I get this job.
Coffee, take a stab at your morning. Oh, no, did I glitch out again?
I missed all of that.
Okay. And then I was like, Seth will chime in, and you didn't.
Well, you need to say all that again because I completely cut out.
Oh, great.
And then after this, we need to talk about maybe having a new medium for how we do this from now on. This will not stop cutting out. This is killing me.
So thank you, Jack Trip, for all of the wonderful times.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, you piece of garbage. I'm so glad to be rid of it. Watching that, listen back, man. I'm like, oh, it's so frustrating.
In my memory, all I have is like flowers and like when the balloons would go up and like it was fun. And in Seth's memory, that's all he remembers.
That's okay, and that's just a small snippet, guys. If we really wanted to go back through all the audio, we probably could make a 30-minute episode of just over and over and over again. Okay, hold on. Let's say that again. Oh, sorry, I didn't get that. Oh, wait, you froze.
They may have figured it out, but that was literally only the last episode.
That was just the last episode. That was not any of the other 51 before that.
Yeah.
I am not here to vent to the biscuits.
Goodbye, Jack Trip. If Zoom is ever down, maybe we'll see you again.
We won't. It'll just be a message in the bottle podcast. Garrett, Shelby and I have been married 5 years now.
Impossible, sir.
No, it's quite possible. I have felt every day, every hour,
all you have to do to remember how long you've been married is just remember COVID.
Yes. Oh.
How long it's been since then.
Man, that sucks, dude. It's like, yeah, we are 5 years away from COVID. That means I've been married for 5 years.
Yeah.
So Shelby gave me that look. that all wives give their husbands when the expectations
have sunk into
lacking.
an all-time low.
And I don't say that disrespectfully because I needed kind of a kick in the pants about it all. She's looking at me. She's like, so 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. She's like, wow, that's a really big deal. I'm like, yeah, you bet. And I'm like,
You just
my
do that
popcorn watching TV.
You just do that thing where you're like going your separate ways, like for your day, and you're going off to work, and you're in the parking lot, and you just turn to each other, and you're just like, and it's just like in the background, it's like, oh, can say on and on.
Hey, I'll have you know, we don't have a parking lot anymore. We have a driveway.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's kind of giving me the look like, yeah, 5 years, huh? And I'm like, yep, 5 years. She's like, yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're like, good question.
I'm like, what?
Have you asked your own self?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Watching TV. So that was not the right answer.
No, it
so
was
eventually we planned out this awesome day we're going to have. Like, we're going to go out for every meal. We're going to play board games. We're going to play some badminton that we just got in our backyard, which you have to come over and play.
Okay.
And it's great. And then I actually, and she doesn't know yet because I still have to tell her, but I got reservations for a restaurant. It's called the Prima Vista.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
It's in Cincinnati, and it's like you get to see the skyline view while you eat, and like all the meals are super expensive, which is going to destroy me, but it's worth it because it's for me and my wife. So
you just burst through the door, and you're like, I have reservations, and you're like, she's like, where? And you're like, no, I have reservations about.
No, this. I have reservations about like what we are currently doing right now.
So do you have like a line item, like a line budget, like a line item in your budget for like meals out on the town?
Yeah. And
non-Taco Bell?
Yeah, and we break it every
single month.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, she's actually starting to cook again, which I greatly appreciate because I'm working this summer at Kings Island.
How does she feel living under your shadow?
Oh, my gosh. Like, that's slightly, what we're talking about because I'm a jerk. And I'm not saying that because
you're
she's
just the cook of the household.
Me. Like, she's getting back into making meals, and she makes amazing meals. You know, I'm just a snob. So I'm working on, like, just enjoying what I have because I'm such a food critic. You know me. Like, my food is my sixth sense. Like, you know, so is taste. It's one of your five, Seth. Well, yeah, but food is a whole different thing to me. So, like, she cooks for me, and I have my own preferences I have to get over. Like, oh, this or this, or oh, this or that. When really it's like, no, I should just appreciate what I have.
Correct,
so she is starting to cook for me again, which is great. My only issue is like, okay, who's cleaning now? Because we have everything down. We used to have everything down so well, but now getting the summer job has just been like, has changed everything. So like now she has to cook a little bit, which means I have to clean a little bit more. So we're like figuring it all out again. But
you're balancing. Yeah.
But it sucks because it's only for 2 months. And then after that, we're going back to what it normally is.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right when you get used to it, you're back to the normal swing of things. Just don't change anything ever, like all the rest of us.
That's what I'm trying. But because I'm coming home after work in the summer, or, you know, because I just did 3 Saturdays of Kings Island, which has been absolutely killer. And I just can't cook. So she has had to take it upon herself to cook. So we're kind of in this situation where she's cooking again. But I'm blessed because we get to go out for our anniversary, which is going to be really nice. And I'm so excited to go to this place. They even have valets for your cars. I have never valeted my car before. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. It's pretty fun, dude. It's like you feel rich for about 3 seconds.
It's like, excuse me, Carl? Is it Carl? You can call me Mr. Myers.
Yeah.
Here's $6. and I just put it in his pocket, and then I take out my gum and I just put it in his mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you may take it away now, sir.
So how far away is it?
45 minutes. So we're going to leave about an hour and 20 minutes before, just because Cincinnati traffic is
I meant how many days, but that's
trusted.
okay. That's a good info to have too.
Oh, you meant oh. So how far is it? Oh, you know, about 45 minutes. Yeah. I meant days.
I meant when the story's over.
Yeah. You have no room to talk on this podcast.
And that's exactly why I said it.
I have never taken over. Biscuits, if you are just now tuning in for the very first time, go to episode 48. It's in the
entire
underground
story.
on the streets. It's called Garrett's Odyssey. Because it's just Garrett's story the entire time.
Yeah. 45 minutes that must be worth it. Oh, so you're going into actual Cincy.
I don't want to, but yes.
Yeah.
But what makes it good, because I looked up, where's the parking? They're like, we'll valet it. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
Because
like, how are we going to park our car? The thing that makes us richer and you poorer.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm super excited because the expectation really was like, yeah, we're going to have a reservation. I'm like, yeah, we're going to have a reservation. And she's like, and the menu's going to have everything on it. I'm like, yeah, the menu's going to have everything on it. She's super excited though. I'm super excited for her. Like, we don't usually do this a lot.
Trust me, valet is better than like parking like in some alley. And then you have to like slum it and a walk like down the city streets as the cars are just going like spraying like the gutter water on you. On her nice dress.
That's how Bruce Wayne's parents died. So I'm not making that mistake.
Gutter water?
Yeah, they were walking through the gutter when Jack Chill?
I thought you were going to say like they drank it on accident and then it infected them and they died.
Yeah, no, they were Batman's parents were killed in the alley, remember?
I thought they were killed by like a mugger.
Yeah, in the alley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't valet their car.
Stan Lee, if you're listening, we need to make a superhero immediately where the guy gets splashed with gutter water and becomes Infection Man.
Yeah. All right, so two things. Number one, Stan Lee didn't make Batman. And two, he's dead.
I don't care. Oh.
Yeah.
He could still be listening.
Yeah, it's like, Stan Lee, if you're listening, and in my head it's like, he's not.
Yeah, it's the Joker, and he's like, what are you going to do, Infection Man? And he's like, you have syphilis.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He's like, oh.
We call it Al Capone's disease.
I don't want to fight you now.
I don't want this. I need to go to the urgent care.
Yeah. Victory.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. 5 years is nothing to snub your nose at.
Yeah, we're super excited, and she's super happy. And honestly, I really did want to do something. Shelby's so amazing because she kicks me in
all
the
time.
bottom. Yeah, whenever I need it, because because I'm a man and I'm a minimalist, which makes it even worse. Hence the flannels every episode. Like if I could have it, not because I don't care, just because it's who I am. Like, hey, it's our 5-year anniversary. Sweet, you want to go to Graders? But for her, and it's valid for her, it's like, no, this is a big milestone, and we need to make a memory, and this needs to be celebrated. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm honestly super stoked. I can't wait. And
I mean
my
this,
love language. So
I mean this in the way that it does not sound. It feels exactly like it's been 5 years.
Yep, that's exactly it.
It doesn't. People say like 5 years already. And it feels like it's been 5 years.
Yeah, those who have had a meaningful 5 years, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I felt every minute of it.
It's 5 years.
Yeah.
All right, Garrett, you're an employed man.
I was.
Oh. You're just living in the church right now.
They
and
tolerate
don't know
me
you're recording.
now.
Okay, yeah.
At first, they willingly employed me. Now they're just like, we don't know how to get rid of him. Do we turn off his fob?
Did we do this cutaway before where you were the Phantom of the Chapel?
I think so.
And you just have a mask on, and you're just disrupting every church service, and someone's getting married, and they're trying to do. But your thing of Phantom of the Chapel is just minor inconveniences.
Yeah.
So like they're walking down the and they're walking down holding hands, and like they're throwing rice, and you just hear a one wicka wicka.
Yeah.
And they just keep going. It's just slight, minor inconveniences that ruins a perfect day in the chapel.
Yeah. It's like, who gives this man to be? And then it's just one of the in-between like drum transitions that we have on the podcast. It's like, doom, 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 doom. And it's like, his mother and I.
But that's the only thing that happens the entire time.
Yeah.
One wedding every time. There's just one thing that weird that happens.
And they're like, who is that in the drum cage? And they're like, oh, it's just the Phantom of the Chapel. And they're like, isn't he supposed to be wearing half a mask? And then I just like pull this sheet off, and it's just half jeans.
Oh my gosh. This is supposed to be a segue into your first job. Somehow we have a poorly written screenplay that Netflix will definitely adopt.
So we were going to talk about our first jobs, and your first job was so intriguing and interesting that we put off mine for a later date.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone cares. But
I definitely do, because I know this story, and I think everybody needs to listen to it so they know never to take their car to Garrett Kitchell. You go ahead, man. I want to hear this.
So,
and I know they do. Go for it.
So early on in my life, we had
when I was younger, I was a child. Go on.
We had a kind of like an unofficial adopted member of our family. His name's Junior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Junior.
He was kind of grafted into our family, but he was 18 at the time. So when the time came to be like, should we adopt him? Like officially, it was like, we can't.
Can we?
Yeah. He adopted us himself, I guess.
Right.
So, but anyway, he lived with us for a number of years before we left for Australia, and really, really amazing dude. And he got me a job. I was 15 at the time. Actually, okay, so the first time I got paid to do anything, it was without a W-2, so I don't know if that counts.
It doesn't. It's the W-2, I believe, for what we're saying.
Okay, all right, so we'll skip that one. I got paid to weed a garden at a preschool.
Is that the one for
like
the W-2?
$30.
Oh, no, that's not the W-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever got money for work. The preschool at our church had a little garden, and they asked me if I wanted to weed it. And then like a month later, our parsonage was purchased, and it they completely had to rip out that garden, and our house was there.
Oh, nice.
So immediately the preschool was like,
Yeah.
The relations did not end well.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Junior got me a job at an oil change, at the oil change you worked at. And for those who know Junior, which is nobody who listens to this,
Nope.
know that he's like one of the most he just kind of takes to work like a duck in water.
Nice.
He just knows what to do. Like, he knows how to talk to customers. He knows how to like honor his boss. He knows how to hustle. He just knows how to like be successful in a job or whatever, like any service job. And he vouched for me.
Oh, dear God.
I was like 15 at the time.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, this he's a really good guy. Hire him. And the guy who was managing that oil change at the time, he was I don't remember exactly the setup, but he was from Korea, and he was there on like a work visa or something, or like a temporary, like a green card or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
He ended up taking money out of the cash register and gambling it.
Oh my gosh.
And he got caught.
And then he got deported.
And he got deported.
Did he lose his green card? Yeah.
But like a month before that, he was training me, and he was just like, he was this like old Asian man who would like put his hands behind his back, and he would like walk and be like, Garrett, son, you empty the oil and put it down in the oil pan and refill the oil. And so I was like, okay. In other words, I didn't have a clue what I was doing.
All right.
So I like take the oil, and I'm like,
yeah,
I think this is where it goes. Like,
yeah.
that was kind of the premise of how I did my job for like a month. And I didn't find out until later, but everybody hated me.
Oh, yes. That's how it works for the both of us, though, isn't it?
But I still don't know why, because I went out of my way to be as friendly as I could. But I think it like dug the dagger in deeper. That I like didn't know what I was doing, but I was also friendly and like had a sunshiny disposition.
Which is why people hate us.
Yeah. So one day I'm at the oil change, and this truck comes back, and it's like sputtering, and it's like,
oh my gosh. And it's like one of those cartoon trucks where it has like this big sad face and big giant droopy eyes.
Yeah.
Going,
and it just like sputters to a halt and just goes
oh my gosh.
And just grinds to a halt. And they open the hood, and it's
Smoke.
just like like pouring
Garrett.
out.
Garrett.
And they look up the like the license plate, and they like connect it to like the tech who did it. And it just says
gosh.
Garrett Gitchell. and they take out the dipstick, and it's just
like
completely bone dry. Like
or they
nothing.
take out the dipstick and only half of it just comes out.
And it's like, yeah. they take out the dipstick, and there's just like this like dead skeleton. Like I told him. And they're just like, Garrett, did you put oil in this car? And at the same time, all of the techs just like turn to me, and I'm just standing there like,
come on. They're like, fail him. Yes. This is. Oh, Garrett's like, oh, shucks.
So then this old Asian man named Sam, he pulls me aside, like we walk away from the group, and he's like, Garrett, I'm gonna have to let you go.
Yeah. No kidding. No kidding.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah. Aw, drats.
Yeah.
And you hear whamp, 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 whamp.
So, yeah, I got fired from my first job, and then I went to Bible college.
Yeah, let's sum this up for everybody. Garrett got fired for his first job because he exploded somebody else's car engine.
Yeah. Well, then I worked at Starbucks after that, and it was all uphill from there.
Yeah, and then a car comes sputtering in.
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Actually, I can tell you the worst mistake I ever made at Starbucks too. If you're interested, it was almost as bad. Well, it was worse.
Who gave this coffee out? And they check the computer, and it's like Garrett Gickschel, and they all just look at you, and you're like,
yeah. This mom came in. This mother came in with a kid one day, and she ordered a scone.
That's what makes her a mom.
And she was like, "Okay, do any of the scones have nuts in them?"
Oh no!
And I was just like, "I don't think so."
No, why would they?
And she purchased a maple scone, and I was like, "It's maple."
EpiPen.
Yeah. And I'm in the back washing dishes.
No.
And I hear this like,
no,
and I look out, and it's an ambulance.
Stop.
And this kid is like
purple,
totally allergic to nuts.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I should probably look up the ingredients, and I look it up, and it's just like walnuts, almonds, cashews, like Garrett, all these nuts.
Stop. Good God.
And she's just like wheeling him out on a stretcher, and she's just like, curse you, Starbucks, I'll get you.
She's like, it's going to be okay, Kevin.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you the help that we can give you. And she just looks at you slowly, and you're just standing there like with a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
and
no,
you're like,
it's
hey,
not.
So I checked the ingredients.
And it's really not funny. I mean, I still feel really, really, really awful to this day.
Did the kid live?
But it was but it was.
Then it's hilarious.
But so basically, it was like, imagine like that the oil change, and then I'm just like, and then it's like, who gave him that scone? And then everyone turns to me, and I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, we're both thinking the same thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude.
To be fair, she could have checked the ingredients, and I did not say no. There's no nuts. Like I just said, I don't think so.
Oh my! I don't think so. That's
my only defense.
way to respond to things. I don't think so. Maybe
but I think that was the only mistake I ever made. Like big mistake I ever made. I was a pretty good employee at Starbucks actually. Like I was pretty on the ball most of the time. But that was a bad one. That was a really bad one.
I don't think I've ever. Did I ever
almost
tell
killed
you the
anybody?
Time, did I ever tell you the time I burned Jordan's arm with the bun steamer?
No.
At McDonald's.
Yes, please tell me.
I freaking love this story.
Jordan, a fellow employee?
Yeah, Jordan and I worked together for a little while. I think it was like half a year or a year or something like that.
That is amazing.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't.
And to this day, they still hate each other's guts.
Yeah. My brother is a very
pretentious
emotional man.
Okay.
Emotional man.
I love
he
Jordan.
wears his heart on he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's exactly what I burned
his
with
pants
the
sleeve.
air steamer. Yeah. So I stopped working at McDonald's over a decade ago, so I don't know how they steam buns. Originally, you'd have this the type of thing. I don't want to know what it's called, but like how you put like a pizza off the wooden thing into the oven. What's that wooden thing called? Do you remember? I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a
wooden
tray.
thing.
Yeah, you know, they put pizzas on and you slide it into like the stone oven.
The
and
pizza
you take
stone.
It off again. It's not a stone though. It's like a wooden handle thing. Anyway, this handle.
I know
was
what
not
it
wooden.
is. I can see it in my mind.
This handle was not wooden, and it was not for pizza. It was metal, and it was for buns. And what you would do.
I was going to say spanking, and then you said buns, and I was like...
I feel like a National Geographic person. It's like, you know when a waterfall freezes over and the animals can walk on it and all the kids are taken. I was like, yeah. The National Geographic person's like, this was not a waterfall and animals could not walk on this. This was an active volcano.
Yeah.
So I take the it's like this little tray thing that you can put buns on, and you can go and you can steam them. So you like put the bottom part, and put it in, press a button, and it's like, and like we'll steam it for you. Well, I take it out and I briefly graze my brother's arm. He stopped talking to me for 6 hours.
Oh my gosh!
Because he was so upset that I burned his arm.
Did he
have
a mark?
Thing. I don't remember.
Oh,
so
you were just like upset that he wouldn't talk to you.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even that upset. Well, I wasn't upset that he didn't talk to me. I was upset because this is how he chose to deal with the issue.
Right.
And I'm just like, and at the end of the day, I'm like, is the customer satisfied? Yes. Then that's all that matters. The end.
Okay, Seth, it's that time again. It's time for news from around the world.
Why does it always feel like you're falling down a well?
Because we are together.
Yeah.
Because, just as you can't sink any lower below the ground, there is a well to fall into.
Yeah.
And that well is called gravy garnish.
Yeah, whenever they're fracking, they're not worried about the world. They're worried about Garrett down there.
Yeah. News from Dallas on May 20th. Moves be bustin' and knees be poppin'. You know how they do.
At the old folks home? Is this an old folks home?
No, it's not.
Oh, darn.
A recently newly wedded bride busted a move during the song Stanky Leg at her wedding.
Oh, my gosh.
And also busted her knee.
There it is.
But she didn't let it ruin her big day.
Okay.
For Brianna or Bree, last name is undisclosed, popping on the dance floor took a whole new meaning at on her wedding day when she hit the flow.
Okay.
No, seriously, her body actually hit the floor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when your knee gives out.
Yeah. While asked about her post-nuptial boogie, she said, "While I was dancing, my dress slipped from under my shoe."
This was in Dallas?
This is in Dallas.
Okay.
It's zigzag.
It's zigzagged.
Snapped and collapsed.
Okay.
She also added that the fall left her with a damaged femur.
Oh, good.
Torn ligaments, and a crooked shin and a dented knee. EMTs rushed her to her aid and helped aid her as best they could.
Yeah.
Despite what you might think, the nasty fall did not ruin her glitzy celebration at all.
Okay, good.
Rather than sulking, the resilient bride was rolled out on a stretcher.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's usually how.
While guests around her completed the day with the sparkler send off.
Yeah, the structure going down on the sparkler set. Oh my gosh!
So I will put this in the YouTube, but I recorded a video.
Okay. Yeah. There she goes. That's exactly what I pictured. Oh my god!
Look at the ambulance guy.
Speaking of knee injuries, kind of another little mini news story I want to tell you. So I watch professional wrestling. I was watching
really?
Shocker. I was watching Monday Night Raw, and this female wrestler named Zoe Starks, she did what we call a missile drop kick. She lunged herself on top of the top rope, jumped forward, and usually you're supposed to drop kick the person. She ended up, I think whatever happened was her opponent was too far away and didn't notice in time, so she tried to correct herself, and she completely turned her leg into the letter L. And if you guys are curious,
so is it real or was it like
it was a real injury? So if you guys are curious, caution beware. And we send our prayers and support to Zoe Stark on her recovery. But yeah, she completely destroyed her leg. It was the nastiest thing. It is top 5 nastiest things I've ever seen. So yeah, be a little news story for that.
At least they get paid billions of dollars.
Yeah, but like, oh my gosh, it looks so bad.
How much would you get paid to break your leg?
$500,000.
$500,000?
Yep.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're gonna have that someday.
I'm humble. I just need enough. I'm not looking for big bouginess.
I need $5 million at least.
Okay. Well, if it happens somewhere else, you can sue them, Garrett.
To break your leg, because you don't know if you're coming back from that, dude. Like, you could be hobbly.
She's currently in Alabama where they get all their surgeries done, and it was gruesome.
That's not a good state to choose.
Oh no, Dr. Andrews in Alabama, man, you got to look it up. They're world renowned. Yeah,
okay.
world renowned.
Why did he choose that state?
Gross. It was gross, Garrett.
I forgot. People don't actually. Maybe he was born there. Anyways.
Oh my gosh.
And I just pictured like the ambulance with like the cans tied to the back of it, and the husband is just like hanging on to the back, and he's like,
"Yeah,
we'll see you at the hospital.
So long, everyone."
All right, news from down under. In Western Australia, a person called to report a man who was stealing a boat. The phone dispatcher misspelled the alleged offender's name as Mark with a K, attaching it to an outstanding breach of bail and an arrest warrant for a completely different person named Mark Smith, Mark with a C.
Oh my gosh.
When police arrived, they took statements from the man, but did not check the alleged offender's name or address in the database.
Right.
So basically, they just asked him, "Are you Mark?"
Yeah. You're coming
and
with us.
Just like, get in the car.
Yeah.
They found that he was in possession of a public transport Smart Rider card that belonged to someone else. He was then arrested on suspicion of stealing the boat, possessing a stolen Smart Rider card, and having an outstanding warrant, and taken back to the police station. So
Lovely.
Meanwhile, this person is completely innocent, and they're just like, "Hey, he stole the card. He could steal the boat too." The man saw his name written down incorrectly on the paperwork and tried to tell the officers what had happened, but they did not care to check.
Oh my gosh!
As he was not asked to,
yeah,
as he was not asked to confirm any details. So the whole time he's like, "Wait, it's not me." And they're just like, "Yeah, that's what anybody would say."
Yeah, that's all they all say down here. We used to be a penal colony, you know. It was never any of them.
It's not our first time someone's tried to get out of it. His fingerprints were also taken and did not match the outstanding arrest warrant. However, because of the outstanding warrant on file, the police still refused bail and sent him right to the cell overnight. So his fingerprints still didn't match. He's like, see, it's not me.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, whatever, likely story.
Yeah.
He's like, literally my fingerprints don't match.
Dude, you did a great Australian accent. I literally feel like I'm trying to explain information to somebody who's having difficulty understanding.
I probably should know, having lived next door to them.
Yeah.
The following day in court, the magistrate picked out the error and noted that the man had been wrongfully detained and immediately dismissed the charges. Can you imagine like being in a court of law and the judge is like, "Why are you here?" And you're just like, "I don't freaking know."
Ask my lawyer. And the lawyer's like, "He's guilty."
Yeah. Mark with a K.
No, you ask the lawyer, and the lawyer is just a kangaroo. Oh man!
Just puts the gavel in his pouch and hops away.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, when I said, the lawyer's like, "Oh, he's guilty." I'm like, you know what? That wasn't banter gravy enough for me.
Yeah.
It's clearly a kangaroo.
Yeah. We need an emotional support alligator to then bite his head.
Yeah.
That's where Wally went.
Oh
3 months later, he was arrested again. The man was seeking help when an officer entered the same administrative professional entered an incorrect spelling again of the name onto a police system. I almost don't believe this.
Yeah, it's too good to be true.
The officer saw a photo of the man attached to the other Mark's outstanding warrant, and he was arrested a second time and detained in lockup again.
Oh my gosh.
So this happened again, and they're like, "You look familiar." He's like, "Yeah, I was wrongfully arrested 3 months ago by you." And they're like,
"Yeah,
but what have you done since then?"
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I better have a better lawyer than this, and it's just a wombat.
Yeah. And they're like, "Ask the wombat if he's innocent." And then he pulls out that Metro card.
Yeah.
They're like, "Get him!"
Yeah.
The man told officers that this was the second time he had been wrongfully detained over the incorrect spelling of his name and was then released without a trial this time.
Great. Good.
The Western Australia...
Glad we stopped that.
The Western Australia CCC, I don't know what that stands for, found police investigations were inadequate, saying the failure to follow basic procedures are a little concerning.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Footage from China has surfaced of a moment that a humanoid robot suddenly snapped without provocation and lashed out at his handlers like a real rock'em sock'em robot.
Oh my gosh. Why is this funny? It's Skynet. We're going to be fighting this in 5 years. Okay. They're just sitting there. Oh my gosh. Dude.
He looks like he's going, "I order no onions."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is crazy. Oh my gosh, dude, that was nuts.
Yeah. iClone Robotics uploaded this video showcasing Protoclone, an eerily realistic humanoid robot whose intention was to be the world's first bipedal muscular skeleton android. The versatile bot was programmed to complete helpful tasks ranging from the fruit preparation, cleaning, and even engage in polite conversation. And also to be completely outraged and appear to be very angry about a wrong food order. Skeptical viewers now deem the creation as dystopian and terrifying.
Yeah.
One commenter on the video states, "Yeah, probably not time to release the actual Terminators to the world."
Yeah, legit.
Jay Andrew, a surgeon in the United States, retweeted the video saying, "See, this is what worries about me about robotic surgery."
Oh yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh.
Can you just see them like with me in my surgery with like that like stick up my nose and like, "Okay, bring in the android."
Yeah. And he takes one look at you and he starts freaking out. And
Yeah.
then, and they're like, "Why?" And then he goes out to the parking lot and they follow him out there right in the middle of surgery. And he just points at his car. They're like, "What?" And then it starts smoking from the engine.
Yeah. And then he goes in and puts his arm under me and starts going.
Yeah, starts just slamming.
And just my unconscious body just goes against the wall.
Yeah.
And the surgeon's like, "All right, bill him for $10,000.
Yeah, send him out.
So anyway, if robots are going to be helping us, it could be a long time.
You think?
Yeah. And that's it for news from around the world.
All right, good segment. You want to end it?
The podcast?
The episode, Garrett.
Okay.
You want to finally pull the plug?
Yeah. I just take out a hacksaw and just start slowly going.
Yeah, it's like, "Wait, Garrett. The episode. Oh.
And then my head opens and out pops those like trick snakes that go bee.
Yeah.
Why don't we do Carson's list? We got the time.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
Do we have the list?
Where did it go?
I thought.
How did we
had
lose
it.
Carson's list?
I don't know where it went.
Wait,
Hold on. Let me...
Is it on Jack Trip?
No.
Banter biscuits, hang tight while we
They're
act
not even
exactly as
recording this part.
professional.
Hold on.
As we act exactly as professionals we always have. On a degree of 1 out of 10.
It's not in April. Let's go to March.
Welcome to a new segment of Banter Gravy called Searching
it's an
for
email.
Files.
It's an email.
Okay.
I need to find it in the email. Samsonite.
We're Sam Slappy. Email, Instagram, Facebook Messenger. Email. We were way off.
Yeah, we were way off.
Okay, so Carson, I hear, Carson, that you do not like the
Garrett,
theme music that I made.
You set this up just to destroy my nephew, Garrett. He doesn't
No, I
deserve
didn't.
this. No, Garrett. No, Garrett.
I'm just bringing up normal housekeeping things.
He just sent an email saying the song could be better.
Yeah.
That's all.
Listen, Carson.
Oh no.
Not only are we going to continue playing it,
Here we go. We're gonna play it louder.
we're going to play it harder.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And there is going to be remixes
Oh no.
that are much, much worse.
All right, where is it, buddy? Play it.
It's in Jack Trip.
Okay, yeah, we don't have it anymore. All right, number 4 on Carson's list is asking for us to discuss all the types of bananas that there are. And I'm going to be fully transparent with you. I only thought there was one. So
Okay, so there's plantains, right?
I'm Googling this.
Okay.
Different
Plantains are a type of banana.
types of bananas.
Gwen Stefani.
Very good. Very good, Garrett.
So that's 3.
We have blue Java banana, Cavendish banana, Goldfinger banana, red banana, plantain, rising Raja,
Russell Crowe.
saying Raja, ladyfinger banana, burro banana,
Burro
Manzano
banana.
banana. Oh, here's something that's totally straightforward. Apple bananas. Oh, and who could forget praying hands?
What?
There's a
What does
banana
that
called
mean?
Praying. I don't know. Oh man, what on earth are those?
Fugitive bananas.
Praying
Asante
hands.
Sana.
They're named so because of their appearance, since 2 adjacent hands remain fused to one another, looking like a pair of praying hands.
My life is now has now been emptied of all its riches.
Let me tell you what you guys can do with your hands. So licking that like and subscribe button.
Is your brain still fried from the time that I tested my mic last episode?
I'm done, dude. Licking that like and subscribe button
Lick
wherever
it.
you are, and giving us a 5-star review. And once you're done licking the button to give us that review, why don't you click the like and subscribe button as well,
Guys.
And send any topic ideas or suggestions to bantergravy@gmail.com.
Listen to episode 51 when I decided to test my microphone. And Seth got so jumbled that he couldn't talk for exactly 30 seconds. Painter Griffiths.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.